Very sunny Whitley Bay for once, as they're taking on their local rivals, the Cleveland Comets, in their Summer Cup game. And the puck's just dropping here. Bobby Bradley wins it, gets it back to Paul Willis. Now Kevin Bucas. Flicked on again by Bradley. That will come into the centre. Wafer will just try and pinch in, but Price will get a touch on it for Cleveland. Now Paul Willis, he'll take it back behind his own blue line. Finds Wafer on this right wing. He's moved up onto his top unit alongside Bobby Bradley and James Waller. As the first sight on goal there, just caught in amongst the netting, I think. And that will draw the first stoppage. 23 seconds in, and we'll get a face-off in the Cleveland zone. That will allow Cleveland to make a couple of changes. I think no, they've just been told they can't because, of course, it was icing. So the puck's dropped once more. Bradley wins it for all the Islanders. James Waller will go in to close down. Price will try and flick it on and clear it. Bucas will come out and collect on the red line. Takes it back into his own defensive zone. Under a little bit of pressure there, but finds his good long-time friend Bobby Bradley at centre ice, who in turn finds Waller and then Wafer. Gavin Wafer will carry it in. He's just looking to try and offload it, but turns it over. And Cleveland will try and counter. Now with Price, he'll wind up a huge slap shot, comes back off the plexi. Anthony Markham just checking where it was coming back into play, but didn't trouble him. Markham's got down low and does enough just to cover that one up. Shot from McCabe, a speculative shot really, but Anthony Markham did enough there to make the save, and we'll get the first face-off in the Islanders zone now, as the second line will come out for them. Craig Thompson, who centres it. And he'll win this one. The puck will come all the way down. As Liam Brown's on this line, former Warrior. And Adam Perry, they're the two wings for Thompson. As the Islanders will just gather here, back behind their own blue line. Just quite happy to keep possession of it for now, letting Cleveland do all the running. It is quite a short bench by Cleveland. They've got 12 players here, 1 goalie, 11 skaters, while the Islanders have got 2 goalies and 15 skaters, so they can play 3 lines, 3 whole units. And this is Liam Brown now carrying it into the zone, fires, test mark Dowd. Was hoping that Perry would get in the end of that and try and follow in, but comes back out. Now Cleveland will look to try and counter with Steele. Winds one up, a huge hit there. And an unfortunate rebound for the Islanders, and that's allowed Cleveland to take the lead in what was really against the run of play, but I'm sure Cleveland won't be complaining about that. Less than 2 minutes gone, and we have the first goal. I think it's going to be given to Carl Robinson by the looks of it, as he heads back to the bench, as the Cleveland Comets hold a 1-0 lead now. It's going to allow both teams to make some more changes, and this is the Islanders' third line. Ramsey wins it, but immediately turns it over, and Cleveland will come out to it. Graham Leslie was thinking about pinching in there. Paul Windridge plays it back as Liam Telfer, who's actually playing on the blue line for the Islanders, normally plays on the left wing on the Bobby Bradley line. And Cleveland have got it back now with Gary Dowd. Across to the other side of the blue line to his defensive partners, tipped on to James McCabe. McCabe will just dump it in, but it'll allow one of his line mates to go and chase after it. Telfer will get there first for the Islanders, only as far as the blue line, and I think it must have just crept out because the referee signalling that it's came out the blue line, so therefore Cleveland were offside. I think it was Althwaite who just couldn't keep it in there for Cleveland, but it'll allow the Comets to make a change. It's Dan Flavel, brother of the famous goalie for the Billingham Stars, of course. Huge shot from distance, comes back off the far end of the rink, off the roof, I think, and that will draw another face-off. So Flavel will go again for the Comets, right in front of the commentary box here. And I have to say that the plexis misting up a little bit. It's very warm outside, and therefore the condensation in here is quite high. So Stocks there, just unable to gather for the Islanders. Turns it over for Leslie now for the Islanders. He'll try and go again. Tries to clear it. Stocks again under a little bit of pressure by Steele. He wins it back for the Comets. As just along the near boards. Puck's coming through now Cowie will come back and gather for the Islanders. He's playing on the left wing on this third line for the Islanders. As they're in the middle of a line change there. That's a little bit of hesitation there by the home side. And the linesman, Mel Lydell, just having a quick word explaining what's being called here. Davey Emerson is the other referee here today. So it's a two-man system, both familiar figures. And it's actually going to be a penalty on the Islanders here. And that's going to give the Comets their first power play opportunity. Graham Leslie with the penalty. Not quite sure what it was called for, but there was a discussion with the bench, and it means that the Comets will play with the man advantage for the next 2 minutes, and they have the puck now. Back, pulls it back, but unfortunately it means Alpay has to come all the way back out the zone as we're in an offside position. Paul Willis blasts it forward. Actually was a shot on goal and forced Mark Dowd into making the pad save. Islanders will try and clear it again. They're just happy to dump it in and allow the forwards to chase. Eaton into his power play. Gary Dowd, brother of Mark Dowd, of course, helping out his teammate. As it's dumped back in, McCabe will go into a corner for the Comets. He's going to look to pull it back to the blue line 5 from distance. Gary Dowd there with the slap shot, but didn't trouble Anthony Markham. He just turned it aside. As another shot from distance from the Islanders. Again, it will probably count as a shot on goal. So that's 2 while they've been playing short-handed, just trying to blast the puck up the ice. And just over a minute left into his power play now for the Comets. Althwaite, he'll wind one up. Once more, Anthony Markham just dropping down to one knee and clearing it, comes all the way back down. Mark Dowd will just gather, help it along. Althwaite will collect. The rest of the Comets have gone for a line change, so they're just setting up and getting in the formation, but it's not really happened for them so far on this power play. Just under 40 seconds to go now. Gary Dowd looking to try and feed one of his teammates, but he's closed down quickly by Thompson, and he'll have to go again. As Flavel will dump it in from the red line. Forces Anthony Markham to leave his crease and play that. And that's going to be another penalty, and that was a very, very soft call, I think, by the referee. That was Kevin Bucas who's been called for that. That's unbelievable. That's a ridiculous call. And it means that for the next 17 seconds, the Comets are going to be playing with a two-man advantage. But if that's a penalty, then this isn't hockey anymore, because that was a ridiculous call. I've seen worse things happen in football, but there you go. As a shot from distance from McPartland. Just tried to be cleared, and it will force it out a little bit. Leslie looking to get back into the action. He's got 1 second to go, and now he's back. The Islanders are back to 4 men. So it means just over a minute and a half now with another power play, effectively, for the Comets. They're just happy to take their time here. As found one of the players out on the right wing. Now Johnson in the centre. Liam Brown just trying to clear it and help it away, and he does so. And it will come back for the Comets now. Steele just dumps it back in off the boards. It's getting very, very steamy in here now with the plexi, so it's getting a little bit difficult to see who some of the players are when they skate in front of us here on this near side. Puck's dumped in, and McPartland will go all the way back down. Actually, I don't think that is McPartland. He's got that name on the back of his jersey, but number 57, I think, is actually Steve Hewitson, so apologies for that if I keep getting that one wrong. As McCabe tries to bulldoze his way through, but hits a brick wall there in the form of Paul Willis. James Waller, he helps clear the puck along. David Cowie will go and close down. Now Anthony Price for the Comets. He's just forced to stay behind his own net for now, just waiting for an option to come open for him. And in the end, he's going to just take it himself. And he's gone around one man there, around Cowie. Brings it into the blue line, across the blue line, but he'll have to come back across now as it was cleared by Willis. Now Gary Dowd, he'll dump it back in. Anthony Markham, known as Ginge, he'll come out and play the puck from behind the net, only as far as the blue line, and the Comets are queuing up here, and that's the end of the power play. Kevin Bucas is back on the ice now, straight back into the action. We've got a whistle on the play there, and I'll assume that's going to be for icing now, because by the time the puck was played, the Islanders were back to full strength, and indeed it is. It's been brought all the way back down to their end of the ice. So the same 5 players will have to remain out there for the time being. Bucas will be relatively fresh, he's just sat out the last 2. Flavel wins it for the Comets and goes straight into the corner. He's got Althwaite on the point, ready to pull it back. Althwaite just didn't get a clean connection on that one though. I thought he'd snapped his stick at first, but it wasn't a clean hit at all, and therefore he couldn't get the puck up towards goal. Parrish now on this left wing. He's looking to try and lay it off. Steals and Johnson. Now Telfer for the Islanders. He's playing an unfamiliar defensive role this afternoon. As I say, normally plays on that top line on the left wing, but very easily recognisable with the blue helmet. As Mark Dowell comes out of his crease and he's forced to cover that one up. Almost 8 minutes gone in this game. It's still a 1-goal lead for the Comets, and just like to have a shout out to Good Guy Glazing, sponsor of today's game, so thank you for your support on that. As we're going to get a face-off now in the Cleveland zone. Craig Thompson's going to take the draw. Gets caught under one of the Billingham players' skates. I think it's James McCabe. And that just allows Cleveland to try and regather, and will clear it. A slight break on here, but Perry catches the puck and drops it at his feet and plays it. Liam Brown, unfortunate with that one, tried to just play it back in, and it came back off a Cleveland player's legs. Price now flicks it back. They'll go behind the net and then play out to the right, and Paul Windridge is just sort of waiting for the puck to be played to him here, and they seemingly didn't spot him because he was in an open position. Robinson, he tries to dump it back in, but McCabe was recovering from an offside position. Islanders get the chance to clear it. Now Laidler going in there for the Islanders, just trying to rough it up a little bit, as McCabe sort of lost his balance on the moment he took that shot. I think he was looking for a penalty there, but I don't think it was anything deliberate. Perry now gathers for the Islanders. He's going to try and set away. He's playing on this second line with Thompson and Liam Brown. Brown will gather in the far corner, goes beyond the net, goes for a wraparound, and then he's upended by one of the Comets players, and I think the Comets players actually come off worse. He's took a stick to the face, he's holding his face, and he looks in some discomfort. It's Steve Hewitson. That was an unfortunate coming together. I think both players were just focused on the puck there, and Liam Brown's stick accidentally came up and caught him in the face. Telfer now, he'll try and clear. Now Stocks for the Islanders. Now tried to find James Ramsey, another one of the former Whitley Warriors players on this Islanders side. It's a lot of players on both sides who've played at a higher level. Islanders understandably have a lot of ex-Warriors players, and the Cleveland Comets have got a lot of ex-Billingham players, so it's an interesting matchup. It's like a Billingham-Whitley game from the late 90s. Parrish now for the Comets, fires one in. Markham got down low and just helped it aside with his bottom of his pads, really, I think it was. As the Comets look to go again. Islanders now just trying to play it up the line. A late hit there by Steele on around Leslie, but Leslie's a seasoned campaigner, that will not bother him. Paul Willis there, almost got caught out by Johnson. Peter Johnson, not to be confused by the former old Durham coach and player, of course. Jonker, as he's known, but this is PJ Johnson playing for the Comets. As Carl Robinson fires from distance, Anthony Markham just nonchalantly plays that away with his stick. As the Islanders are just going to take their time setting up behind the goal. It's Kevin Bucas. Great sight to see him back out on the ice. Bucas thought about pinching in there. Spike turned away and he played it. And that's come off the back of the blocker of Anthony Markham there. The puck took a funny deflection and it's going to come back off the roof then, but it's still in play. Bucas will try and clear it up as he does, but McCabe's pounced on a loose puck there and he's looking to try and get in. Shot from Paul Windridge, just wide. Bucas will bank it off the boards to try and get it clear. As Wafer's held there by Parrish, but the referee missed that one. Fired by Wafer, comes back off the blocker of Mark Dowell. Good smart save. I think he probably would have seen that quite late. It was quite an instinctive save really. As the Islanders are trying to force the issue, they're going to try and get back in this game, of course. They're still losing 1-0. As Bobby Bradley's trying to get stuck in. He's looking to try and unload the puck there. Finds Bucas on the point. I think he was trying to find one of his fellow forwards, but Cleveland are doing a great defensive job there, and it was just poked clear by Gary Dowd. Gavin Wafer's in there as well. He's trying to keep the puck in the zone for the Islanders, but it means there's a break on now for Cleveland. Windridge winds up a huge slap shot which fires back off one of the Islanders' defensemen. Come all the way down. Price now will gather for Cleveland on the blue line, on his own blue line. He's looking to go forward, but Craig Thompson stops him. He'll eventually get it again. Price playing on this line with Steele. And pulled it back there again. Markham was alert to that as Dan Flavel's just collided with the net, and the net's off its mooring, so Anthony Markham's going to have to repair that. Shot from Liam Brown comes back off Mark Dowd. Nobody there for a follow-up though. Brown's going to try and go again. Little hook as well on the way through, but just not happening for the Islanders right now. The Cleveland Comets have come here and they've looked quite compact and defended well. There's a loose puck down at the far end as well, and the puck's just come off that, so it's interfering with play at the minute, but of course it can't be cleared till the next stoppage. I also think there's a couple of gloves down there as well, and they've scored! Islanders are back in it just like that. Adam Perry. And with 6:30 to go in this first period, we have a tied hockey game. And that's sort of come against a run of play almost, because Cleveland have been looking strong. But it's all tied up here. And once again, just give a quick shout out to our sponsor for today's game, Good Guy Glazing. Thank you for your support, and I hope you're enjoying the game so far. As we're getting ready to restart the game, James Ramsey is going to do a draw for the Islanders up against McCabe. Althwaite, though, plays it out of the zone for Cleveland. Liam Telfer will dump it back in. As there's a stoppage in play. I'd assume it's going to be for icing. Indeed, yes it is. It's going to be brought all the way back down to the Islanders' zone. And it means that same 5 players will have to take the draw. McCabe's going to stay out for the Comets, and indeed he wins it once more. Finds Price, and they've scored straight off. Paul Windridge is celebrating. I didn't quite see who put that in the net. It was so quick, straight off the face-off, but no sooner had the Islanders levelled than the Comets have just retaken the lead. So it was less than 20 seconds between the goals, in fact. But yes, Paul Windridge with the goal. He was certainly celebrating it. Comes back. Althwaite plays it along to Dowd. Now Graham Leslie to Liam Telfer of the Islanders. Telfer just going to play it up along the boards, take it himself. Thought about laying it off to Cowie, but in the end played it through his own legs. Cleveland dump it back in, but allows David Cowie to try and cut back in. Fires across, comes off the base of the post, I think that, and he'll get his own rebound. He's in the corner, but nobody there to really lay it off to. James Ramsey goes in to help him out. And eventually the Comets will clear it, goes all the way back down for Anthony Markham. Graham Leslie will gather. He'll look to play it, and he'll comes back off his own bench there. He nearly took some of his own teammates out. I think even Mal Lydell had to duck. As Mr. Emerson's got the puck now, he's looking to keep this game moving. 5:25 to go in this first period, and it's the Cleveland Comets 2, Whitley Bay Islanders 1. James Waller just getting something of the puck there, just helping it along. Cleveland will try and clear it, but it's kept in. Waller will try and go again. Now back from the point, Bobby Bradley will just try and get the tip in. And I think in the end it's fired over the plexi. Just waiting to see where they're going to allow this face-off to take place. Initially they'd gone to that face-off circle just to the left of Mark Dowd's goal, but yeah, they have gone there. I thought they were going to move it out for a second. Bobby Bradley will go in, just about wins it. Dumped into the corner, and Bobby Bradley would try and dig it out. He's got 2 or 3 Comets players around him. Well kept in there by Kevin Bucas initially, but he's going to have to retreat and keep an eye on Daniel Steele. Bucas got back ever so quickly actually, and he's first to the scene. Few heavy hits going in. Just the sort of hockey Bucas likes. As James Waller was in the middle of taking a shot there, but was pushed over. Ease off the puck, and that's going to come all the way back down now. Well, it's a clearance actually by Bellingham. By Cleveland, but it'll be brought back as that was icing. So allows the Islanders to change their lines, but of course Cleveland will have to stay as they are. Craig Thompson's unit will be out there now. And it's Thompson that wins it. Huntley was just staying on the point, waiting to see if it was going to be pulled back to him. He's got Laidler there alongside him as his defensive partner, and it's Adam Perry who got that equalising goal for the Islanders a couple of minutes ago. Huntley back across, he'll get the back off Laidler. Laid up by Perry, dumps it in. That'll allow Thompson and Liam Brown to chase. Brown will get there first. He's the leading goal scorer for the Islanders this season by some margin. He pulls it back. There's nobody there though to help him out, and Huntley was a little bit slow to read that one. He fires it back in. But the Cleveland Comets have cleared it back out this time. Thompson back checking well. Laidler just trying to get it out from his own zone. Thompson gets a nice little rebound off the boards, and he'll look to dump it in for Perry to chase. Perry goes behind the net looking to pull it back. Thompson, there's traffic in front of the net. As Perry does well to try and win it back, but McCabe will just dump it back in. And once more it comes all the way back to the blue line. Gary Dowd fires it across. Huntley will gather for the Islanders. Goes behind the net. Looking for an option here, but not an obvious one. Fires it full length of the ice. Forces a save by Mark Dowd. And once more we've got a stoppage. Officials are not happy about something here. Not quite sure what it is. They're just discussing something amongst themselves. They've asked the players to leave the scene while they have a little chat. 2:53 to go. Whitley Bay Islanders 1, Cleveland Comets 2. This broadcast brought to you in association with Good Guy Glazing. And we're going to get a face-off at centre ice, so not quite sure what that stoppage was all about. Ramsey wins it for the Islanders though. Back to Leslie. Lays it across to Liam Telfer. Telfer is just caught up a little bit. He's trying to go back in there to clear it and just help it along, and eventually does come out the blue line, but Price will fire it back in for Cleveland. Stephen Stocks just trying to help it along. Price slammed into the plexi twice there with a combination of James Ramsey and Graham Leslie. 2 experienced campaigners there. Althwaite now for Cleveland behind his own net. Finds Price out on this left wing. Price cuts in, unleashes a shot. Good glove save by Anthony Markham. Drops it just in front of him. Telf will go in there. as some of the players clatter into each other down that far corner. Stocks puts Althwaite under a little bit of pressure to play the puck quickly, and he forces a turnover in doing so. McCabe, though, Telfer gets there first. McCabe helped along to Windridge. Windridge pulls it back. Shot from McCabe comes off the bottom of the post. Windridge again in that far corner, back to Althwaite. Althwaite tries to find Gary Dowd, but put too much pace on that pass, and Dowd was unable to control it. Liam Telfer now finds Stocks at centre ice. Stocks unable to control it himself. Bobby Bradley will try and gather for the Islanders. Now Kevin Bucas. Long stretch pass out onto the left side for James Waller. Waller looking to come in. Now Bradley pulls it back, nobody there. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Shots from Johnson from distance. A little bit of a tangle there with Paul Willis. I don't think Willis knew too much about it, and I think Johnson just caught himself on Willis' stick on the way through. Huge hit out in the middle, and it's nice to see actually Steve Hewitson back out on the ice after that blow to the face. Willis, again, Johnson's like a terrier just snapping away at his ankles as he forces him to hurry his pass. Bradley will go into the corner, tries to dig it out, finds finds James Waller, who in turn helps it along. Wafer's out there as well, tries to close down his man, but it's cleared. Bucas will have to retreat and come back. Finds Paul Willis. Willis again to Bobby Bradley at centre ice. Now Gav Wafer goes around one. Steele gets back well low. Great defensive work there by Daniel Steele. Just eased his man off the puck. Cleveland will clear it. Paul Willis will go all the way back. And that will do it for the first period. And just as the buzzer goes, a shot there from Paul Willis has gone straight into the net. But of course, the buzzer had already gone. So end of the first period. It's the Cleveland Comets 2, Whitley Bay Islanders 1. It is. It's going to be James McCabe who wins the draw for the Comets. Puck comes all the way back, though, to the Islanders, and they're going to try and force the issue early on. Perry looking to try and cut back in. Shot came through the crease. The puck just almost got caught under Mark Dowd's skates. Came through. And then all the way back down there, out onto the right-hand side. Perry's going to go again, and couldn't get a clean connection on that one. Liam Brown looking to try and crash the net, but he's just eased away. Perry went for the backhanded shot, but Mark Dowd just gathered it in. A bright start from the Islanders, and certainly given the Comets something to think about in the opening 30 seconds or so of this middle period. Islanders will go for a line change. Through the third line, James Ramsey, he's going to take the draw. Comes back down now. Ramsey's just trying to get a hold of it, but can't. And it's cleared, but Graham Leslie will retreat and get there first for the Islanders. Now Ramsey again. He's taken it around. A couple of the Comets players actually still has it on this left wing. Thought about playing it off to David Cowie, but continued on, and then eventually ran into Michael Thackeray, number 33 for the Comets. McCabe now just taking it around behind the back of the net. Had to lay it off to Price, but he's covered by a few yellow shirts there, and he's unable to play it. Telfer there for the Islanders, just doing all he can to try and help his... Oh, it's in! Price from distance. And I think in the end, Telfer was probably screening Anthony Markham inadvertently, and Markham never saw it. That was a hell of a shot by Price, and the Comets now lead 3-1. So we'll go again. Flavel's line. He'll look to centre this one on the draw. He's got Parrish just to his right. And Bobby Bradley in front of him. Bradley wins it though for the Islanders, and they're going to have to really come out and start taking some risks, I think, if they want to salvage this game. Because a 2-goal Comets lead is usually quite a formidable prospect to get back from. Robinson tips it in. Bucas will come back. Bucas looking to just play it out, but it's kept in for now by the Comets. Bucas will try and play it again. Willis, his defensive partner, will help him out to the right-hand side to Bradley. Wafer, he dumps it in. But in the end, it comes back to the Comets. Just looks so composed at the back this afternoon. Happy just to play it out. Another huge shot comes back off the boards. Steele looking to try and get the put back for the Comets, but for now, it's being played between Bucas and Willis, the two Islanders defensemen. Bucas will play it out. Bradley was looking to try and stretch for that one. Cool, and that was a big hit. Combination of Bucas and Bobby Bradley. Trying to take out Daniel Steele there, and you wouldn't want either of them hitting you, let alone both of them at the same time. As we get a slight stoppage here. It's going to be for icing because it's been brought all the way back down into the Comet zone. As we've got the drawn out, Bradley wins it. Quick shot from Waller, but just trickled past Mark Dowd's post and through the crease and wide. Now Bucas lines one up again, took a deflection off. The Islanders are certainly cranking it up a level here, and that's exactly what they need to do. Willis couldn't keep it in that time, but he's going to look to try and play it off to Bucas on the blue line. He does. Finds Bobby Bradley at centre ice. Windridge was trying to steal in there and take the puck off him. Great to see Spike out on the ice again. A great hockey player. Spent many years playing on both Teesside and a couple of stints here in Whitley Bay as well. Well-respected guy in Northeast hockey circles. Windridge now again on the right-hand side, looking to centre it. Robinson, lovely pass by Spike, actually, it has to be said. And a little bit unfortunate Johnson with the shot because it was a nice move, a nice breakaway. Now Bradley, he's looking to get away here. He's got a one-on-one. Or can he get past his defenseman? Just got back. Wafer, it's in, is it? No, Mark Dowd did enough just to clear it. Well, it was a great opportunity. The puck just didn't get to Bobby Bradley in time, and that just allowed the Cleveland defenseman to get back across. Now it's in the corner. Islanders are trying to clear it out. Comes all the way to Hewitson on the blue line. Hew looking to find Delthwaite. He does. Now Price will go into the corner. He's the one who scored that third goal. That rasping shot from distance. The Islanders are just looking to try and clear it once more. There's going to be a penalty now. I'd assume it is going to be on the Islanders. It's going to be for a cross-check. Yeah, indeed it is. And that's the last thing they needed. With 4 minutes gone in the second period and down 2 goals. We're going to have to kill off this penalty now. And it's going to be Huntley that's taking the penalty. Just waiting for the draw here. And it comes out, the Islanders have it. And now Mark Dowd will clear it. Gary Dowd, his brother, he'll look to try and set something up here for Elfwaite. Elfwaite helps it along at the line. Price, but it comes back to Gary Dowd all the way on his own blue line. It's first 30 seconds of that penalty's been killed. Now Perry's got the turnover, but the puck got caught under Gary Dowd's skates and he was able to clear it, but Perry was almost in there for his second goal of the game. And Gary Dowd once more finds Price. Windridge back out to Price. He's looking to lay it off, or will he shoot? But gone straight into the breadbasket of Anthony Markham, and he'll be happy to make that save because they'll break in at speed. 1:10 left on the power play. I'd just like to thank everyone who is at home listening into this and give a nice shout out to our sponsor for today's game, Good Guy Glazing. Just waiting for his face-off. It's going to be to the right of Markham's goal. Bobby Bradley wins it, trying to just force his way through. James Waller unable to get on the pass, puck comes back through, and Anthony Markham's lost his stick behind the back of the net. And he's going to have to do without it for the time being. Paul Willis is looking to try and help it out, And indeed, he has now passed the puck to his team, the stick to his teammate. Bradley played it across to Willis. Willis will look for the huge clearance. Comes back off Steele. He has to kind of put his hands up to defend his face there as it puck sort of was rising towards his head. 30 seconds to go on this power play. Maybe one last push for the Comets here. Steele fires one in from distance. Just a sighter really, goes over the top of the bar. Parrish there getting tangled up a little bit with Liam Telfer. Huge shot. And the puck went up in the air and Johnson sort of patted Anthony Markham on the head there, but I think they're both just trying to play it. And I think there's going to be a penalty. I think there's going to be interference on the goalie called here because the linesman's got his arm up. Willis is trying to go coast to coast here. That's the end of the penalty for the Islanders, but also with now being a stoppage, it means it's going to be holding maybe. Yeah, it's going to be holding, I think. Called to somebody on the Cleveland Comets bench. I think it is going to be on Parrish. Now Lydell just giving his explanation as to what's gone on, but it means the Islanders have their first power play of the afternoon. So let's see what we can do with this. And holding, he's just saying. So this is a huge opportunity for the Islanders if they want to get back into this game. So far it's been a very professional and well organised performance by the Comets. Come back to the blue line. Fired in from distance. Liam Brown just looking to try and get on the loose puck, but one of the Comets players has got injured. I think it's... Actually, I can't see who it is, but he's took a blow to the face. He's just dropped his gear, his stick and his gloves. He's going back to the bench. And that's unfortunate. I think it's Carl Robinson. His teammates are just checking him out. He skated off under his own steam, but yes, he's had a blow to the face, certainly. But he seems to be okay. He's just having a sit down, and hopefully he's not too badly hurt. It certainly doesn't seem to be. I think he's probably just took the wind out of him a little bit. Oh no, he is. He's holding his mouth. He's skating across to the player entrance, just where we are. So we'll see what condition he's in as he comes past. We're going to get this game back underway, and Thompson's going to take the draw up against James McCabe. And puck's dropped. It's the Islanders who come out with it. Quick pass out to Liam Brown on this left wing. He's going to look to try and lay it back across. He's got a couple of options to him. He's just seeing what he's going to do here. Taking his time. No one's going to close him down by the Comets, so they're happy just to leave him out there. And he put far too much on that pass. It's come back off the boards. Huntley had to pull out of position, and it meant the whole of the Islanders team had to come back out. Now they'll go again. Now we can go back in to the zone. Played across, flicked on by Liam Brown on the way through. Comets will clear it all the way back to Huntley. Now comes back out onto the right wing for Thompson. I think he's going to go back to the bench as Bobby Bradley and Kevin Bucas come back into the game for the Islanders. Now Bucas, one to the slap shot, fires it in! What a goal! I don't think Mark Dowell was ever going to see that one. And he just had a feeling as soon as he wound up that huge trademark slap shot that Bucas was going to find the back of the net. That brought back memories from the turn of the millennium when he was scoring a lot of goals for the Whitley Warriors like that. But it's a big goal for his team, and it makes it a one-goal game once more. So it's currently the Cleveland Comets 3, Whitley Bay Islanders 2. Game brought to you in association with Good Guy Glazing. Bradley just about won the draw initially, but the momentum of the puck carried it back across into the Cleveland half of the ice. Bucas will go back behind his net and gather. He's the one who just got that booming slap shot. Of course, his nickname is Juice, as his teammates call him. Waller was looking there to get on the end of that pass. There's a little bit of a swagger about the Islanders' play now. Maybe that power play goal has just fired them up a little bit. It's what they needed to make this more of an even contest, because up until now Cleveland have looked pretty composed. There's been a lot of huffing and puffing by the Islanders, but up until recently they haven't really got the breakthrough, but certainly seem to look a lot more alert now and a bit more cohesive in their passing. There's Steele. Tries to close down the guy with the puck. I think it's Paul Willis. Great pass out wide to Waller. Fires. Dowd has to go down to one knee, but flash wide. But he connected with that well. And Willis will go back and gather the puck. Plays it out of his zone. Dan Flavel unable to gather. Price just keeps the puck moving. And the puck went under Willis's skates. He's eventually got it at the second attempt. Plays it out to Waller on this left-hand side. Waller finds Bobby Bradley at centre ice. Bradley's just carrying it in. Pulls it back to Waller. Fires it in. Glove save there by Mark Dowell, but he can only just push it up into the air. Luckily for him, it landed to one of his teammates. And Paul Willis will look to dump it back in. Hewitson finds Price on this right-hand side, and in turn he finds Windridge, but whistle's gone for offside, and that's going to be a contentious one because Spite was well in the lead of that couple of defensemen now. I thought he was going to bury that one. It was a great chance for the Comets to make that a 4-2 score. But yeah, I don't think he was happy with that call. But brought it back anyway. Thompson's gone in against James McCabe. Cleveland with Althwaite, he's going to have to go back behind his goal. Yeah, just going back to that chance, Spiker got himself ahead of a couple of the Islanders players, and he was in the action of shooting, and I thought he was going to bury it, but the whistle went, and it was brought back for a face-off. So it must have been offside. Brown testing the goalie from distance. Mark Dowell didn't seem too happy. I'm not quite sure whether it was the fact he didn't get much support from his defence there, but clearance by the Comets goes all the way back down. As it's about at the halfway mark of the game now. 10:04 to go in this second period. There's been another icing call made. It's going to come all the way back down to Mark Dowd's left. His brother Gary is out on the ice once more. It's going to be Craig Thompson up against James McCabe for this face-off. McCabe wins it. Comes back to Gary Dowd. Finds Price out on the left, who in turn finds James McCabe. He's looking to try and break forward. Comes back. I'm not quite sure where the puck's ended up, but Anthony Markham, yeah, he made the glove save. I think Liam Brown was just helping him out. I don't think he was convinced that Ginge had a hold of it there, so he went back to cover the goal line in case the puck came free, but Markham was like, no, don't worry, it's all in hand. Very composed and great quality goalie, Anthony Markham, one of the best to come through the Whitley Warriors in the last 20 years. Well-respected goaltender. In fact, they've got a lot of good options here at the Islanders, and Calvin Cass is another one who had time with the Warriors, and both have been great servants in the maroon and gold over the years. Now Carl Robinson. He'll dig it out, or attempt to, for the Comets. Forced back in by Liam Brown though. Steele trying to clear it, but Laidler tips it back in. Now Hewitson for the Comets. Parrish is out on the left, but good hip check there on Flavel. I think he's still trying to work out what quite happened there. And he hobbles back to his skates, looking to put a hit in straight away on Leslie. Now he's not happy. Not happy for the non-cool is Dan Flavel. To be honest, I think it was a good hip check, and he was a little bit annoyed at that, but probably felt it was a lot worse than it looked. But he certainly tried to go after Laidler and start something there, and then was upset that the call wasn't made again. But officials weren't going to make that call. I think, got to say, I think they probably got it right on the balance of play. As we've got a puck drop. Ramsey went in for it, but it's going to be Gary Dowell that clears for the Comets. 8:50 to go in this second period. Still a one-goal game. Barry Dowd will go into the corner to try and dig it out. Well, Leslie is battling away in front of his own bench, and with Paul Windridge of all people, and it's not often you see Spike able to get into someone's skin like that. The puck centred through, but came through at through far too fast there, and in the end Mark Dowd has just covered it up, but a little bit of confusion about something there. The officials, I thought, were going to make a call perhaps, but there was none forthcoming. 8:19 to go in the second period. Bobby Bradley's line is out there now for the Islanders against James McCabe once more. He seems to have been playing a lot of ice time in this game. It's understandable why. He's a gifted hockey player, a very experienced guy as well, former Willingham Bombers player, as are quite a few of the Cleveland Comets players. Kevin Bucas there coming up against Price. Price just giving a little shove on the way through, but Price needs to be a little bit careful. It's like poking a bear, really. You don't want to wake Kevin Bucas up because he's likely to hurt you. Paul Willis just trying to get it back. Now James Waller fires, comes off the blocker of Mark Dowd there. Smart save, pushes it away. Bucas will come back, and I think in the end it's going to be called for icing. It's going to be brought all the way back down. And Bobby Bradley's going to go back in again for the Islanders, and McCabe's going to have to go in again for the Comets. Of course, they can't make a line change on an icing call. And it's just about won by the Islanders. Willis will fire. Took a deflection off Waller's heel on the way through, but went behind. Kevin Bucas unable to keep the hard rebound inside the blue line, and it's allowed the Comets to break. Willis will just try and clear it though. Bobby Bradley just leaning in on Althwaite there, just getting him to hurry up with his pass. And it's forced a turnover. Waller unable to gather away for his pass until he was behind the net. And the puck just sort of trickles through, and Dowd had to be quick to cover that one up before an opposing player pounced on it. 7:05 to go in this second period. Cleveland Comets 3, Whitley Bay Islanders 2 in this Summer Cup game, brought to you in association with Good Guy Glazing. Thank you for your support on this game. As Islanders just about win it with Ramsey, comes back to Telfer. Somebody who had some time at the Northern Stars, of course, who these days go by the name of Billingham Stars. Telfer fires straight at Mark Dowd, though, who'll cover that one up. A bit of pushing and shoving going on, but a bit of handbags, really. Nothing to get too excited about. But Mark Dowd, who's came in, it's the first time I've seen him play hockey in years. Of course, he's another one who started his career with then Billingham Eagles, I think they were called. Telfer fires, but it comes back off Steele's leg, and Steele's got the break on here, and it's one-on-one, and Anthony Markham closes his legs and does just enough to cover that one up. But that was a smart break there, and I thought he was through. Thought Steele had got a great break on there, but he could have made that a 2-goal game once more. But Anthony Markham with a big save. I think the Islanders just have to be wary of that, because of course they're going to have to push and try and get their goal back to tie this game, but it's so dangerous, the Comets on the break. There's Hewitson had a couple of attempts to try and make that pass, and indeed he does make it in the end. Now Carl Robinson back on the ice after taking that blow to the face. As it's cleared by Huntley out to the right-hand side. Perry looking to try and cut in. Comes back off the bottom of the goal frame. High up the ice. Still, Laidler fires some distance. Pushed back out by Dowd. Comes all the way back down again. Daniel Steele was looking to get there first, but I think it's Laidler in the end for the Islanders, who clears it. Now, lovely little deke there by Perry as he tries to go around a couple of players. Liam Brown following in. harsh shot just takes a deflection and comes back out the air from distance, but allows the Comets to clear once more. Looking to go again. Huntley just taking his time here as both teams are in the middle of a line change. Now Bobby Bradley looking to try and carry it across. He'll have to come back out though before it's played. He does, but Perry just has to flick it in. Now Laidler. He gathers it. Gathers it in, just taken off him by James McCabe. Clever little move. He's had a strong game as McCabe today. Been in the right place at the right time, seemingly all game. So yeah, he's certainly caught the eye. Now the puck's come to Bucas. Now to Laidler. Out to Perry. He's going to try and unleash one. Takes a deflection though, and that comes off Robinson. And Mark Dowd just allows it to come to him, and he'll cover it up. Just saying before, Mark Dowd, he started his career with the then Billingham Eagles, but had a very memorable fight with Whitley Warriors' Alan Yarrow at the time. Alan Yarrow loves his goalies, and they had a very good bout back in around 1997, I think it was. Certainly old-time hockey. As Kevin Bucas goes back to gather, clears it all the way around. Bobby Bradley will look to try and clear it, but McCabe once more carries it in. Bobby Bradley gets it back. It's good poke clearance there by Anthony Markham, who was alert to that danger and just got rid of it. He was having no nonsense there. Wafer will gather it back off the boards. Now Waller looking to try and get it away, but good defending there by Price, who's back. Bobby Bradley gets a shot away, but couldn't get it past Mark Dowd. Two really good chances there for the Islanders to tie this game, but we just have players in the right place at the right time. It's cleared. Now McCabe's looking to get a break on here. Paul Willis is going to have to go to him. Price is in support for the Comets. Bradley's just trying to stand in front of him as well, and it's allowed Markham to make the save, and Markham's helmet's come off. Price sort of was upended in amongst all that, but I think in the end nothing was going to get called on that. 3:45 to go in this second period. It's still a one-goal game, and there's chances at both ends now, as the Comets are looking to try and increase their lead, but the Islanders are looking to try and tie it up. As it's won by the Comets, and couldn't really get a clean connection on it or get a good pass away, but it's allowed the Islanders to come at Cowie now. Puck's pulled all the way back. Graham Leslie will go and gather for the Islanders. Now cleared up as far as Hewitson. Been in the wars a little bit in the game, the Comets. Had a couple of players take blows to the face and they've had to go off for treatment, but both are thankfully back in the game and playing. Liam Telfer helping it up. James Ramsey will look to try and gather Carl Robinson, who's the other injured player for the Comets, before he gets that clearance. Ramsey now going to try and find Cowie and Stocks, his two line mates. Finds Cowie eventually behind the goal. Stocks is waiting in front of the crease, but cut out well in the end by Parrish for the Comets. Telfer will come back. That's going to be called icing. 2:40 to go in this second period. Once more, I'd like to thank our sponsor for today's game, Good Guy Glazing. Thank you for all your support. And that's Craig Thompson. He's going to take this draw for the Warriors. Coming up against, I think it's Dan Flavel, his opposite number for the Comets. And it's Flavel that wins it, but Perry gets it behind the net. He's going to look to try and lay it off. Tried to go near post, but Mark Dowd had that one covered off. And then the shot from Thompson goes through the crease. Comes back. Liam Brown's on the ice, but he's actually on the point now. He had to cover because one of the defensemen, I think it was Huntley, had gone in pinch forward, so Liam Brown cleverly sort of just dropped back to cover off. But of course we want him in a forward position, doing what he does best, banging the goals in for the Islanders. And again, he's had to help out his blue line there. He made the clearance. Now McCabe to start something for the Comets. He drives forward just under 2 minutes to go in this middle session. Now Price, he's battled along the boards as well. Now there's 2 or 3 Islanders players in attendance. Shot from distance comes back from behind the boards of the Islanders goal. Perry. Mark Dowd just had to duck as that puck went flying over the top of him. Now Liam Brown battling away. Turned it over, and the Comets will try and clear. And he's found his Laidler, but once more McCabe throws himself into that. It's almost like a sliding tackle that you'd see in football. Now Price has it back, fires, comes back off the boards, and I have to say the second period's been a vast improvement for the Islanders, but it's all Comets now as they're trying to end this period, this middle session with the upper hand. Bucas now collects just over 40 seconds to go in this middle session. Bucas finds Waller on the left. Waller, can he have one last go before the buzzer? Fired in by Perry, but comes back off the chest of Mark Dowd. Now Waller again up against Gary Dowd. Paul Windridge just saw Bobby Bradley struggling with a puck there and tried to take it off him. Mark Dowd dives to make the save. There's about 23 seconds to go. And we'll get a face-off inside the Comet zone. It's going to be just to Mark Dowd's left, in fact. As McCabe, as I said, seemingly been on the ice for much of his game. He seems to have got a lot of ice time. He's going to be going up against Bobby Bradley, but in fact McCabe's been kicked out, so I think it was Dan Flavel who took it in the end. Took both their centres on. It's unusual. 13 seconds to go then in this middle session. Puck comes back, allows Gary Dowd to clear. Flicks off Kevin Bucas' stick. He'll just look to try and clear it one last time. And that will do it for the second period. And the score is currently Cleveland Comets 3, Whitley Bay Islanders 2. Welcome back to the third and final period here at Hillhead's Ice Rink, Whitley Bay, as the hometown Islanders are currently losing 3-2 against the visiting Cleveland Comets. Bobby Bradley just comes out with that puck though, back to Bucas, then in turn finds his defensive partner Willis, lines up a big slap shot, almost caught Mark Dowd out a little bit there. It came off his elbow and back off the boards and into play. Cleveland just looking to try and clear it now. McCabe is out on the ice, but Bucas snaps that one up, finds James Waller out on the left. Waller looking to centre it. Bobby Bradley unable to steer that into the net though on that occasion. Well defended by the Comets once more. Now Waller, Waif will try and help him out. He does. He gets a return pass. Waller will go into his right hand corner. But the Comets are trying to clear it with Althwaite, and then Gary Dowd, who in turn tries to help it out. James Waller out on the left, finds Wafer on the opposite side. Wafer thought about unleashing a shot from distance, but I don't think he was confident enough to shoot from that distance. As Bucas tries to help him out and pinches back in. Liam Brown's out there now, attempted a hit on Johnson, but more like come dancing in the end. Gary Dowd will go in. He'll clear it for a Comets, goes all the way back down, and Huntley will try and gather it out, but it's going to be called for icing. It'll be brought all the way back down to Mark Dowd's left. As Craig Thompson will take, he was about to take the draw, but he's got a call from the bench to head back, as the Islanders' third unit will be out there. James Ramsey's going to take this one. He was also a part of that Warriors side in the turn of the millennium with the likes of Bobby Bradley, James Waller and Kevin Bucas, Anthony Markham as well, Paul Willis. It's quite a lengthy list actually. Graham Leslie plays it up to Liam Telfer. Looks like Telfer is going to play in a more advanced role, is he? Or Leslie's dropped back to defence, and Telfer's gone into a more forward position. Obviously, it is a little bit unfamiliar to see him lining up on the blue line, so hopefully we'll see something from Telfer. I say he's spent time with Billingham and the Northern Stars, so he knows a lot of these players well that he's coming up against. Steele just seems to have lost his right glove and his stick, but Graham Leslie hands him his stick back. Not quite sure where the glove went there. As puck comes back to Hewitson, he fires it back in. It's going to be Graham Leslie who gets, David Cowie who gets there first. The condensation does seem to have disappeared off the plexi now, which is good. Fire back in, and that's caught everyone out there. It's Cole Robinson with a goal. It just crept in at that far post, and there's a very dejected looking Anthony Markham, and that could be the goal which wins the game for the Comets, because 17 minutes to go. It's going to be a tall order to get back into this one. It's not like a lot of games in the Summer Cup where you can get a mismatch and one team just runs away with it. Islanders and Comets games are generally quite close, so a goal or two either way is what usually separates them. This is a much better performance by the Comets than the last time they came north to Whitley. They came away with a defeat against the Durham Dragons, of course, so they'll be much happier with today's work. Paul Windridge, he's looking like he's coming back to his best as well, and had a solid game this afternoon. Now Liam Brown lines one up, fires towards goal, but comes back off the boards. Now Price, he in turn finds Paul Windridge. He's looked to line one up, but Huntley got in his way. Price unleashes another shot back off the plexi. It's cleared by Huntley, but kept in by Price, so Cleveland keeping that pressure on the home side right now. Elfwaite. Windridge pulls it back for Price, goes top shelf, but glove save, and I think something's hit Paul Windridge on the way through, because he's dropped down like a sack of spuds. Maybe the puck took a deflection and just caught him on the way through, because I didn't see any sticks up, but yeah, he's got up quickly enough, though. I think he maybe just took him by surprise. It's good to see he's back on his feet and heading back to the bench. So it's now Cleveland Comets 4, Whitley Bay Islanders 2, and this game brought to you in association with Good Guy Glazing. Bobby Bradley now going to go in against Dan Flavel. It's dropped, and Bradley comes out with it, but very quickly Daniel Steele will come away with it there, but Wafer's looking to cut in and steal the loose puck. Now Bobby Bradley looking for, and a great save there by Mark Dowd. Bobby Bradley was expecting that to go in, and it's a bit of a collision with the pair of them. They both sort of accidentally tripped each other up, and both quick to acknowledge that no hard feelings between the two, so certainly no need for a penalty to be called. But Bradley, I think he thought that was in, and great recovery there by Mark Dowd. And it was as good a save as you're ever going to see at this level, or even, to be fair, at the NIHL level. That was a really great reaction save, as Wafer just delayed with that shot too long, and by then took it past the post. Comes back out for Willis. Bucas will have to come and cover it though. Comes back across Wafer and Robinson. Bobby Bradley just puts a hit on him. Now back to the blue line. As James Wallace had to fill in before Willis could get back. Now James Waller having a very nasty leg break against Billingham once. And that's in! No, they're not giving it. I was surprised that all the Islanders claimed it was in. They were shocked for it. I wasn't sure, but the officials haven't given it, so play's continued. Now the Islanders have to concentrate and get back and defend. Bucas is trying to come out with it. Steele slashing him all over though and hooking him, and Bucas showed a lot of restraint there. Oh, and there's a gaping net and the puck just wouldn't fall for Wafer to put that one in. Johnson. Gary Dowd's really not happy about something. Like watching Henry VIII having an argument with one of his 6 wives, but he's certainly not happy about something there. 14-17 to go in this final period, and Mark Dowd's gone back to the bench. It looks like he's one of the teammates, Johnson, who's tying up either the pads or his skates. It's very difficult to get down to tie your pads when you're a goalie, so he's just got one of his teammates helping him out there. But it means both sides can head back to the bench and have a little bit of a chat, and gives them both a chance just to catch their breath and go at it probably one last time. But wonder what the Islanders will be thinking about that goal that wasn't called, because it happened in such a flash. Personally, I never saw the puck go in the back of the net. Not to say it didn't happen, but never saw it go in. But all 5 skaters were adamant. They all cheered, had their arms aloft in unison, really. So they obviously were confident it had gone in, but Cleveland played on, and the officials never called anything. Of course, it's not like in the NHL where you get the opportunity to have a replay and then bring play back if it indeed has gone in. It's a good goal, but you don't really get that in this country. So we just have to accept the officials' call, and they said no goal, so it stays 4-2 to the Cleveland Comets. Now Huntley only just found on that pass there. Thompson and Perry, he got the first goal for the Islanders. Comes back out. Now Huntley on the blue line. Finds Laidler. Laidler found his path forward has been closed down, so he plays it back to Huntley, who last one from distance. Mark Dowd has to get down low. Whoever will help clean that up. Moves it all the way through. Paul Windridge finds Price. He'll in turn leave it from McCabe. Leaves it. And that comes back. Came back off the ceiling just above Anthony Markham's goal. There's still bits of plaster coming back down and condensation dripping down as well. It was a fierce drive by Price, and I think in the end he had to prevent one of his own line mates, James McCabe, from taking the puck off him. But it was a fierce shot all the same. Just over 30 minutes to go in the game. Perry tries to send the puck through the crease towards James Waller, but the puck wouldn't sit for him. Now Windridge motoring forward. McCabe was ready to receive that pass, but Huntley got down low very quickly. As once more, it's Simon Laidler. He'll cut this one out now. Liam Brown, he'll go forward. And the coach, Tony Armstrong, who's another Whitley Warriors player. It's in! Liam Brown, top shelf. He certainly went where the best whiskey was kept on that one, and that's brought the Islanders back into this one once more. We have a 1-goal game. I was just about to say, actually, Tony Armstrong, the coach of the Islanders, is a former Whitley Warriors and Durham Wasps player, played on the blue line for both those sides. He's mixed the lines up a little bit on that last shift, and that seemed to pay off, and Liam Brown just dropped deep and had a bit more time, and that's the first meaningful effort on goal that the Islanders' leading goal scorers had. But he'll be pleased with his goal, but means we've got it back to a single goal game now, and it still might be a little bit much to ask that they tie this one up, because Comets do look on the whole quite composed here. 12 minutes to go. Anything still can happen though, as Steele tests Anthony Markham. Puck just sort of bounced in front of him and he had the time to clear it and sweep up with his stick. Bobby Bradley looking to try and get it away, finds James Waller out on his left-hand side. Pulls it back for Wafer. Oh, and he didn't get a clean connection on it, but Mark Dowd saw it late and repositioned himself and made a very smart save in the end. Now Bucas. He'll dump it, or attempt to dump it back in, but it's cleared. Now Wafer, he'll look to carry it over the line. He does, has to just play it across, only as far as Gary Dowd. Dowd will go for a huge clearance. Is that going to be for icing? No, it's not going to be given. Bucas will gather. Wafer now. Just goes a little bit short on the shot and it's pulled behind. The goal comes back. Now Althwaite, he'll look to clear it. Laidler this time. Once more, Comets have just looked content to sit back and try and catch the Islanders on the break, and so far it's been working for them, but with just over 10 minutes to go in this game, the Islanders do need to start taking a couple more risks if they try and get something out of it. Even a draw for them would be a decent result given the way the game's gone for much of it, so I'm sure they'd take a point right now if it was offered them. Bradley just getting a bit mixed up there with Hewitson, and a bit of shoving going on from both sides, I think, but the referee's not going to call anything. And Bradley's going to have to get up quick to get out the zone, else he'll be in an offside position. In the end, it's going to be called for icing, and it's going to be brought back anyway. And Bradley, who looks like he's winded somewhat, he's going to have to stay out on the ice now. So Tony Armstrong just asking the question to Mal Lydell why there wasn't a call made. I don't think he's too happy about the stick that Bobby Bradley's received. He certainly doesn't look comfortable skating on his ankles right now. Robinson, he got the 4th goal for the Comets, and Laidler's lost his stick. He was just trying to kick the puck along with his skates, but no time to recover now, and he'll look to try and help it along. Price and Steele are out there, but Bobby Bradley seemingly he's going to try and skate it up. Now he's going to the bench though. Yeah, he's not quite right. Liam Telfer will come back into the game and slot back onto the blue line. No, he has gone back into a forward position. Again, a bit of a mixed up line here. He's got Liam Brown and Adam Perry for company, so it's an interesting matchup because it's normally Craig Thompson who centres that line. And then Telfer going for a wraparound, comes back off Mark Dowell's shoulder, I think. Perry wedged under one of the Comets players. Hewitson, who's made a bit of a nuisance of himself in his period so far. Telfer in the end, his shot goes high and back off the netting. 9:21 to go, and it's Cleveland Comets 4, Whitley Bay Islanders 3. Game brought to you in association with Good Guy Glazing. As it's going to be Liam Brown who takes his face off. Not always used to seeing him playing the centre's role, but he's got Liam Telfer playing in his lateral left position, and we'll see Adam Perry's been playing right wing on that line all game, which is where Falafferton would normally be playing. So Brown just looking to try and lay it off there, but had no real options to him. Telfer will gather behind the net. Gary Dowell just closing him off. Brown tried to go for a shot there. Mark Dowell had it covered. Brown again. Tried to go on the short side, but that time wasn't going to work. Perry looking to try and get it back out once more. And come all the way back down to Bucas. And to Willis. He'll find Perry. Bucas once more. Is he going to go again? 8:37 to go. Time's ticking on now for the Islanders. Willis, is he going to try and make something of this? He's bursting forward. He close it down. He was a great offensive defenseman in his day for the Warriors. Scored a lot of goals from the blue line. Liam Brown went from distance that time. That went short from behind the near post. Now Liam Telfer plays it across. He's going to have to get back and help out Bucas here, because he was stretching for that one. Bucas will gather. Paul Windridge is back out onto the ice for the Comets. He pulls it back. Telfer will gather though. He's got McCabe and Price closing him down, so he thinks better off it. Circles and comes back to Bucas. Bucas forward to James Waller. Waller trying to centre it, and yeah, Bobby Bradley, who would normally be on that line, who'd normally be centering it, he's stayed off. So clearly he isn't right, is he? He's took 1 or 2 knocks in that tournament down at Nottingham last week, and he had to sit out the game away to Blackburn last week. So yeah, he'll maybe just re-aggravated it, but that's a huge loss. But he's back on the ice now, actually, Bradley, but he seems to be skating cleanly as he would normally, but finds Wafer. Him and Gary Dowell was in a bit of a heated conversation before. I think Wafer would probably want to take on sizable force that is Gary Dowell. Bit of a mismatch, I think, that one. Price fires from distance, comes back. Now Bobby Bradley trying to find the loose puck, but it's come to Paul Windridge in the end, and Hewitson as well, just keeping it ticking over. Markham just plays it out to one of his defensemen. James Waller's tied up along the boards a little bit now. Bobby Bradley just waiting, I think, for the puck to come to him, but Waller decided to go it alone. Now Bradley can control it on that occasion. Comes back to the blue line. Then Wafer on this right-hand side finds Waller. He's looking to shoot. I think it came off Carl Robinson, took a little nick on the way through, and it's put it up into the nets behind the goal. You get a face-off, I think, just to Mark Dowell's right. There's a lot of shouting going on from the Cleveland bench. They're not happy about something. They're going to call a timeout, I think. Yeah, it's going to be Cleveland that are calling the timeout. That's what the shouting was about, just trying to get the officials' attention. But got about 30 seconds then. We'll take this opportunity once more to thank our sponsor for today's game, Good Guy Glazing. As you can see, both teams are just going over a couple of things. I think Gary Dowd's acting like the coach. I'm not sure if he is the coach for his team, but he's certainly directing instructions. He's someone who's got a lot of coaching experience from the past. And conversations going on the Whitley bench as well with Tony Armstrong. It's great to see people like that still involved in hockey. They've obviously been playing the game for a long time for their respective teams, and we said this Whitley Bay Islanders team's got a lot of Warriors DNA in it, and similarly with the Comets, with the Bellingham Eagles, Bombers or Stars teams over the years. Now Telfer fires, coming back off Mark Dowd's elbow. Just under 6 minutes to go now. And they're calling for icing, and it is going to be given, yeah. It's going to say as well, the ice has looked quite slick throughout the game. It's did get cut before the start of the game, but it's looked quite slick through it. I think it's probably because of how warm it is outside. It's actually melting, and it's almost doesn't need to be cut again. But Liam Brown taking that face off once more. Bucas come back off the post, but it had Mark Dowell beaten, and it's come back into play now. Telfer centres one. Perry just couldn't get on the end of it. Steele just banking it off the boards. Robinson trying to close him down. Telfer's going to go again. He's going to unleash one, and it's covered up by Mark Dowell. 5:29 to go, and it's a frantic finish here at Hillheads as Cleveland Comets lead 4-3. But Islanders are doing all they can now to get back into this game. It was probably a game that the Comets won the first period. You'd probably say the Islanders just about edged the second one, and the Islanders are kind of trying to probably be ahead on points on this one as well, because they've got the goal and they're trying to push to tie this one up. Gary Dowd there. experienced head at the back. Finds Johnson just about, but Lucas will cover that one off. Lucas and Willis know each other well, of course, from their days with the Warriors in the late 90s. Two very accomplished defensemen. And still with the Islanders there with Lucas, but have to come all the way out. Willis is going to have to retreat. Markham finds Paul Willis once more. Willis can do nothing other than just bouncing off the boards because his teammates were in the middle of a line change there. Brown now fires from distance. Mark Brown will cover that one up, but it will force a save and therefore move the face-off into the Cleveland zone. 4:27 to go. So, yeah, I think Mark Dowell was a last-minute inclusion into his Comets side. I don't think he was previously registered for this season, and he's in an all-plain black jersey, so he's a little bit different to the rest of his team. But thankfully, it's not a jersey which clashes with the home side, as we saw the other week with Don Valley and the Predators. Puck's cleared. Laidler's going to have to go all the way back, but it's going to be called for icing. 4:17 to go. But Islanders really need to try and do something in these next couple of minutes. Cleveland more than happy just to keep clearing the puck out of their zone. Cave wins it. Comes back to Laidler. Now Windridge sort of lost his footing on the way through making the pass. Price flashes past Anthony Markham and Huntley will gather. Now Huntley will go again. 3:56 to go. Clock's continuing to tick down. Islanders are running out of time here to try and tie this one up. Took a bit of a deflection on the way through that shot from distance, but didn't trouble Mark Dowd at all. High puck comes through. Gary Dowd will get there first before Laidler. Kept in though by James Waller just about. Now Bobby Bradley getting slashed all over by Gary Dowd. Bradley will try and go again. McCabe's there now. He's obviously getting targeted a little bit here. Bobby Bradley, he's the captain of the Islanders. He's an experienced player, very good player as well, and one of the leading scorers. So trying to get him off his game a little bit, I think. And Bradley's gone down again by McCabe. And, Bradley and Gary Dowd just having words. I tell you what, they're two experienced guys who've been there and done it all in their careers. Bradley part of that Whitley team that won the Grand Slam in 2001, 2002. Gary Dowd, of course, has been in and out of the various Billingham teams over the years and was part of that team in 1998, which were champions in 99. It's in, and the Islanders have equalised from the point. 2:52 to go, and it's a tight game. What a goal from distance, and just like that, they're back in this game, and it's wow, an exciting finish to this one. I thought it was just going to peter out, and the Cleveland Comets had done all they had to do. They looked well in control, but full credit to the Islanders, and you know, having been 2 goals down, they've tied this up. But it's certainly another exciting encounter. We saw a couple of months ago now when Cleveland were last here, they took on Durham, and that became a bit of a shootout, and it was a great game to watch with Perry. Oh, and that would have been interesting if they'd have put that one away, but Mark Dowell just got down and covered that one up before it went through his legs. 2:35 to go. What a game we've got here in Whitley Bay right now. It's all square. You could see what it meant to the Islanders players as well. That was a huge goal. Perry. Oh, and Mark Dowell wasn't convinced where that ended up because he had to take a little glance over his shoulder before he realised he had it covered. Just checking it hadn't crept past him. So often with goalies, they're not sure. They just have to take that gamble and hope for the best. That one comes out, it'll be cleared. Bucher's trying to do all he can to keep that one in. Markham wasn't even looking. I don't know what he was doing there. He was distracted by something, I think possibly from the bench, and meanwhile the puck came all the way down, bounced off the boards and just rested next to his skate and nearly crept into the back post, and he's had to cover that one up, but it means it's going to be a face-off, and that's not what the Islanders want, having just got back into this game. 2:22 to go. It's won by the Comets. Halfway from distance, shoots towards goal. Spike just trying to get there. Price now Spike once more. I thought it had just looped up over Markham's shoulder then, but it had gone behind the goal. Now Gary Dell from the point, closed down by Liam Telfer. Again, it's getting quite slippery out there as well. Perry will just blast it clear, only as far as Dell, but it comes out the zone. That's important for them. Dumped back in by Price. The bench on the Islanders is going crazy about something. Not quite sure what that was. Maybe they were saying they should have moved out. It was possibly deliberate offside maybe, but puck's just cleared slightly now. 1:39 to go. Telfer's closing it down for the Islanders. Huntley, he gathers, goes behind the net, comes all the way around for Liam Brown. He's just tied up a little bit by Johnson. He'll try and clear it, but I think it's the Cleveland player who's lost his stick. Now McCabe, is he going towards goal? It's cleared all the way down, just over a minute to go. And that's going to be called for icing, I think. Well, this is tense times, I think, for both teams, because I think this could almost be considered a title decider. Of course, the game in a couple of weeks down on Teesside will have a huge bearing on that as well, but I think Cleveland will probably be the happier team to get a point out of this, although having had a 2-goal lead at one point, you never know, but I think they probably would have took a point before arriving on Tyneside today, given the fact that the Islanders haven't dropped a point so far. Just over 50 seconds to go. Price isn't happy about something. Bucas levelled somebody, but I don't think it was a bad hit. And now the captain, Johnson's, I think, possibly made his mouth go, and Lidl's sent him to the dressing room. I think there's a misconduct penalty for back-chatting the ref. And perhaps it is only 2 minutes. He's only going to sit in the stands, but considering there's 43 seconds left, he's probably not too bothered. But yeah, I think he has called a misconduct. So clearly they're not happy about that, are they? It's quite a frantic end to this game, it's got to be said. And slight discussion going on now between the officials. He's saying, yes, it is. He's just signalled there, Mel Lidl. It's a 10-minute misconduct. So Johnson's off, and it means somebody's now going to have to sit in the bench. Sorry, sit in the penalty box for Cleveland. But what it means is for this last 43 seconds or so, it's going to be a power play, is it? No, it's not. It's just been a straight 10 minutes, so he's kept it 5-on-5. So that's an interesting call then. And it's come all the way through. Elfwaite will get there first. Willie Waif is trying to get in. 30 seconds left. He's trying to pull it back for Bobby Bradley. Now James Waller. This frantic action here. Islanders are trying to do all they can to get this, and there's 20 seconds to go here now as the whistle's gone and McCabe's gone down. Not quite sure what they stopped it for. Maybe the puck had just gone dead. We're going to get a face-off to Mark Dowd's left, and I think they've done all they need to here now. The Comets have. It's not likely that they're going to concede another one now. But they're looking to try and clear it. Willis doing all he can to keep it in. It's going to be Waller who goes behind the net, pulls it back. Oh, that was Wafer who's just slammed one of the cups, and that's it. It's done. We've got a 4-4 game. Johnson comes back out. He's still not happy getting that 10-minute misconduct at the end of the game, but game's ended. Whitley Bay Islanders 4, Cleveland Comets 4, and you'd have to say that before the game, the Comets probably would have taken a point. They would have been quite happy with that. But having been in a position of a 2-goal lead, they'll probably be a little bit unhappy that they've let that slip. In fact, they've had a 2-goal lead twice in this game, and they've watched the Islanders come back. But I think the Islanders, you'd have to say, wasn't their best performance of the season, but they'll be happy, having been 2 goals down, that they've come away with something and got a point out of it. But there's going to be a lot of hard work going to have to be put in a couple of weeks' time on Teesside now. But yeah, good to see between Mark Dowd and Anthony Markham. A lot of respect between the two of them. They've had some battles in the past, certainly. Well, it's nice to see, actually. Mark Dowd looks the most enthusiastic player out there. It's great to see, actually, as he's congratulating his opposite numbers for the Islanders. And yeah, I mean, thinking about Man of the Match awards and everything, I think Mark Dowd's got to be certainly in there for the Comets. I don't think he's put a foot wrong, and without him, I think the Islanders probably would have won it today. Certainly made some important saves for his side, but I'd also have to give a mention to James McCabe, who I thought was everywhere for them, and it'd be interesting to see which way the vote goes. But I think both of those we'd have to give serious consideration for. And for the Islanders, that's a tough one, actually, because I think everyone put in a shift. I can't really single one of them out, but we'll have to wait and see what the decision is. But we're just waiting now for the Man of the Match awards, and the nets and everything are brought back off the ice, because I think there's a public skating session coming on next. So we're just waiting for a bit of confirmation from the bench as to who's won these awards. But yeah, it's a massively important game, this, coming in, and Cleveland, I think, will probably be the happier, knowing that they've got to go back to Teesside to play the Islanders, and knowing a win there would just about clinch the title, you would think. So that's a bit of a discussion, and yeah, no surprise really. Man of the Match award's gone to Mark Dowd. I think it's fully well deserved, in fact. He's made several saves this afternoon, and yeah, fully well deserved recipient of the Man of the Match award. It's going to be Kevin Bucas, is it, for the Islanders? He certainly looked a class act on that blue line, and if David Longstaff watches these highlights, I would hope him to be in touch with Bucas to play for the Warriors next season. And that's just about does it here then. Final score: Whitley Bay Islanders 4, Cleveland Comets 4, and in association with Good Guy Clayton. Thank you.